Okay guys, I want to talk about something that has given us a little trouble in the start, and it's actually the difference between Python 3 and Python 2. Now this course is going to be primarily done in Python 3 when we make a REPL, which is the website we started with. The language is Python 3, and if you can look into the shell here, when you run a program, it shows Python 3. Now when we start doing our CodeHS program, they actually were teaching you in Python 2. Now there's only a couple subtle differences, and the general things that you're learning apply to kind of all programming when you go through the CodeHS lessons. So I don't want you to get too hung up on this. There are a couple differences though that I'm going to point out right now. And the first one is when we print to the screen, when you first started doing it with REPL, you had brackets around your the string you wanted to print. So if I try to run this right now, I can see I get a syntax error, and it's saying that, okay, and we're back. We realized we needed open and close brackets to run it correctly. And there it goes. Now if we go down to what we learned with our Python 2, which was in CodeHS, we realized it ran as normal without the brackets. Now what's nice is if we put brackets around it, it'll work just fine. So the typical thing with what we're programming is whenever we run a function like print or any other function, we're going to put an argument in brackets. Now the only other real one that popped up was on a multiple choice question, and it has to do with our integer math. So if I go to my shell here and I type in an operation like, I don't know, 4 plus 3, it'll naturally give me an answer. Now we learned it in Python 3 about integer division. And integer division was different than regular division in the sense that if I did 5 divided by 3, my result is a decimal, which we call a float. But if I did 5//3, I do integer division, which is just 5, how many times does 3 go into 5, and it returns an integer. Okay, so basically these are returning two different data types. Now if we go down to our Python Python 2 here, and I try to do the same thing, if I do 5/3, you can see that it returns an integer, which is like it's doing integer division. So the actual regular slash operation for Python 2 is integer division. And we're not going to need to worry about this too much because once we're done with CodeHS, we'll be off to the races programming Python 3, and I'll be providing videos and things like that for you to do that. So don't get hung up on these things too much, guys. Just realize that when you learn programming, the syntax, which is how we type things in, varies from language to language, and it's more about the process than anything else. Anyway, thank you.